Very good evening, Dhamma friends. Welcome back to OPRC class, day 67. Before we get started, shall we pay respect to the Buddha? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhassa. As you know that we are almost going to finish the third chapter of Dhammapada, a chapter on chitta, as thoughts. So we are going to discuss the stanza before the last stanza. So this is also very interesting to understand the nature of our thoughts. I think, in other words, what all these stanzas are telling us is that if you take care of one thing, the rest will be complementary. Now, say for instance, Sabba Papa Sakarana, Kusalasa Upasampada, Sachitta Pariyodapana, Etang Buddha Sasana. Take this very simple, very popular stanza, the teachings of the Buddha, all the Buddhas. It is said not to do any akusala, and to do all the kusalas, and taking care of the thoughts. These are the three teachings of all the Buddhas. But in our understanding, if you take care of your thoughts, you will do all the good things. You will overcome all the akusals. So the key thing is taking care of the thoughts. Okay, so we are going to take a look at this stanza at this point. See. Lesson 67 day and Dhammapada 42. Diso disang yantang kaira veriva pana verinang Micha panihitang chittang papiyonang tatokari. Diso disang yang tang kaira veri va pan verina micha panihitang chittang papiyo nang tatokari. A very interesting Dhammapada stanza. So we will be asking groups at this point. Like to read group 1. Anybody from group 1 who would like to read this part? You can raise your virtual hand. Yes, Mailing, please go ahead.
Hi, Bhante.
Yes. Good evening.
Iso disang yang tang karia.
Kaira.
Kaira. Veriva pana
Veriva.
Veriva pana verinang. Micha panihitang chitang. Papio nang tato kari.
If you look at the two places that you were trying to understand, Kaira.
Kaira.
And then here,
Veriva.
Veriva. So in Pali, E and then I are pronounced a little differently, A and E. So here you understand, Veriva. Okay, great. And someone from group 2? Group 2? Yes, Kim, please go ahead.
Thank you, Bhante.
Yes.
This tang yang tang kaira.
Diso. Diso.
Not diso, eso. Is it eso?
Yeah, so diso.
Okay. Diso disang yang tang kaira. Very va pana varinang.
Verinang.
Varinang. Micha pani hitang chitang. Papio nang tato kari.
Great. And, okay, someone from group 3. Yes, Chupen, please go ahead.
Good evening, Bhante.
Good evening. Yes.
Diso disang yang tang kaira, veriwa pana verinang. Micha panihitang chitang, papio nang tato kare.
Okay, great.
Bhante.
And KB on, please.
Thank you, Bhante.
Yes.
Diso disang yang tang kaira. Veriwa pana verinang. Micha panihitang chitang. Papio nang tato kare.
Correct. Okay, great. And group 5. Group 5, Anand, I don't know which group are you in. Are you from? Yeah, here we have Melinda. I'll put you to the general list. It's okay. Okay. Yes, Melinda, please go ahead.
Thank you, Bhante.
Yes.
Diso disam yam tam kaira, very wow pana very nam. Micha pani hitam chitam. Papillo nam tato kare.
Okay, great. And group 6. Yes, TC. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Yes.
Diso disam yam tam kaira. Kaira. Veriwa pana verinam. Micha pani hitang chitang. Papio nang tato kare.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
And group 7. Someone from group 7. I think I need to update the chanting groups, and I'll be able to send you probably before next week, so you will understand. We'll see the names also. If there's nobody for group 7, then group 8, last group, yes. Doris, go ahead.
Thank you, Bhante.
Yes.
Diso disang yam tam kaira, veri va pana verinang. Micha panihitang chitang, papio nang tato kare.
Okay, great.
Thank you, Bhante.
Anybody else? So everybody maybe like to read. Okay. Anybody who would like to read, who could not read in the groups? So start with Mayoi. Yes.
Thank you, Bhante.
Yes.
Diso disam yang tam kaira. Very wa pana very nam. Micha panihitam chitam. Papio nam tato kare.
Okay, great. And we have 9 Chen. Yes.
Good evening, Bhante.
Good evening. Yes.
Diso disang yang tang kaira, very va pana very nang. Micha panihitang chitang, papio nang tato kare.
Okay, great.
Thank you,
We
Bhante.
have Seri.
Thank you, Bhante.
Yes.
Diso disang yang tang kaira. Very wa pana very nang. Micha
It's not very well. Very well. We have to kind of lengthen the E part. Very well. Very. Second one.
very wa
Yes, great.
pana very nang. Micha panihitang chitang. Papio nang tato kare.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Okay. And then we have Chompakla.
Good evening, Bhante.
Good evening.
Diso disam yam tam kaira. Very wa hana very nam. Micha pani hitam chitam. Papio nam tato kare.
Okay, great.
Thank you, Bhante.
We have Susan. Yeah.
Oh, good evening. Thank you.
Okay.
Diso disam yam tam kayira. Veri va pana verinam. Micha panihitam chitam. Papio nam tato kare.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Oi.
Thank you, Bhante.
Yes.
Diso disam yam tam kaira. Viriwa pana virinam. Nicham panihitam chitam. Papionam tato kari.
Okay, great.
Thank you, Bhante.
And we have Stacy. Yeah.
Thank you, Bhante.
Yes.
Diso disang yang tang kaira, veriwa pane verinang. Micha pane hitang chitang. Papionang tato kare.
Okay, great. And Pochu. Yes.
Thank you, Bhante.
Yes.
Good evening. Thank you, Bhante.
Yes. Please.
I read. Yeah.
Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Diso disang yantang kaira veriwa pana verinang. Micha pani hitang chitang papionang tato kare.
Great.
Thank you, Bhante.
Yes. Jenny.
Good evening, Bhante.
Good evening. Yes.
Diso disang yang tang kaira, veri wa pana verinang. Micha pani hitang chitang, papio nang tato kare.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Polly. Yes.
Gotu Bhante.
Yes.
Diso disang yang tang kaira. Viri wa pana virinang.
Verinang.
Virinang.
Not V. V-I. It's V-E. Ve.
Verinang. Verinang. Micha pani hitang chitang. Papio nang tato kare.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
And we have Celine. Yeah.
Thank you, Bhante.
Yes.
Diso desam yam tam kaira. Veria wa pana verinam.
Very wa.
Very wa pana verinam. Micha pani hitam chitam. Papio nam taro kare. Thank you, Bhante.
Papio nang. The last line.
Papio nam taro tato kare.
Tato kare. Yes.
Tato
Great.
kare.
Tato kare.
Thank you.
Yes. And then, Margaret, please. Yeah.
Thank you, Bhante.
Yes.
Diso disam yam tam kaira, veri va hanya verinam. Micha pani hitam chitam, papio nam tato kare.
Okay, great. Anybody else who would like to read? Seems, yeah, everybody read. See here the message. Okay, good. Okay, this stanza, I think if you look at the surface literal meaning, you would see that Buddha is trying to talk about two individuals. You can see here, enemy and then hater, right? Enemy and hater. Are we experiencing these people sometimes in our life, time to time? Maybe even we might not have them. We might feel people differently sometimes. Enemy and then hater. Now he's trying to look at the worst case scenario to which someone can encounter at a certain part of time, and then trying to tell the harm that a hater or an enemy can do to somebody, especially a hater to another hater, enemy to another enemy. Now, you know, like when there's an enemy who's trying to do what do you call more harm to another enemy. If there is a hater who is trying to do more harm to another hater, think about the intensification and then the level of hatred, the level of what do you call theft these people can do. So when you establish your thoughts not in the proper way, the unwholesome way, that establishing of wrong thoughts will give you more harm than an enemy does to another enemy or a hater does to another hater. This is the overall understanding. But there are very interesting Pali words that we need to understand here. We will pick up them very interestingly. Diso, disang, yantang, kaira. Actually, we have to see a couple of other translations too. Diso normally is taken as a thief. You can say enemy, thief or enemy. But diso, it comes from dosa, the Pali word, dosa. What do you think? Now, can you categorize, can you put all the thieves into hatred category? Are all thieves stealing other people's stuff out of hatred? Or are there people who are just stealing out of nothing, you know, just come and they take something away and then go? What is the perception of a thief when it comes to an act of theft? Say, for instance, there's a government worker who is going home and then taking a couple of A4 papers and going home, you know, to give to the children. Right? This might be not seemingly, very big thing, but the government properties are taken to somebody's house. And everybody is, if everybody is to do like this, everybody is doing like 5 to 10 A4 papers from the inventory. I think a couple of weeks, the particular center will run out of all these papers, right? And so that means there are different people who are stealing differently. Look at somebody who is going to rob a bank, an organized crime, and then look at somebody who is trying to, trying to take bribery, things that he or she is not entitled to have. And look at somebody who is trying to, corrupt in his or her financial activities, personally, publicly, privately, and all these people are different thieves. Yeah, different thieves. The problem into Buddhism is that it's not how much you steal, it's the stealing mind that you are having. Then you are actually going to break the second precept, what you call adinada. It's not $1, one ringgit, or million ringgit, $1 million. It's the stealing mind that we have to avoid. So then, what do you think? From morning to evening, are we having thoughts of protecting other people's stuff? Or are we sometimes having some thoughts of, to try taking things that were not given to us? What is our natural, if you have a cultivated mind, you perhaps should be on the same side. But sometimes our thoughts can go to these kinds of unwholesome activities. Now, I even actually explained to you a long time ago in many of our sessions, even that you are going to be late for somebody, you have an appointment at 8 o'clock, but you are going to make it at 8:30 without a valid thing. And you are taking that person's half an hour. Adin adana. It might be a normal thing, but that person could have done something else at that time. At the same time, there are some people who are going to bug other people in the appointments. They are supposed to meet at 8 o'clock, but they are going there at 7:30. And they're going to disturb that person. Right? So we have to look at, are we disturbing other people? Are we taking other people's time? Or are we going to disturb them taking their time as well? So adinna dana, this idea of stealing is not just the item, the price of the item. It is the stealing mind. But when it goes to the law, it might be categorized depending on the item. But in the Buddhist thought, we understand it is not the item itself, it is the stealing mind. So you have to avoid the stealing mind. Sometimes you might think about things that you don't have in your life. I don't have this blessing. How come other people possess this kind of blessing? And you might have some stealing thoughts about other people. Sometimes there's this ordinary mind. So the moment that is coming up, that kind of a stealing thought, we are not going to tolerate that thought. We are immediately understanding that particular issue on the spot, and then we are not going to let it grow, and we are going to overcome that thought without giving unnecessary tolerance for that kind of thing. So here, Pali word diso is a thief. Say enemy 2. Diso, disan. Now there is a thief A, and then disang means thief B. Think about, there are 2 thieves. Then now the problem is, normally a thief is going to steal somebody's stuff who is not a thief, right? But in this case, one thief is trying to take things from another thief. Now you think about how strategized should one thief A should be to take things. Well, they both are thieves. So then, whatever the efforts one thief, now here thief A, does to thief B, should be massive, more massive than his efforts do the same thing from a normal person. Because thief B also understands how to steal. So in this example, whatever a thief, an enemy here, may do to another thief, yang tang means whatever. Yang tang. Kaira, do. Have you ever found out this Pali word yang tang in your other readings? See, yang tang. If you have found, you can share with us. Where did you find it? Sometimes I try to give you some similar points so then you can understand.
Bhante metta
Karaniya
metta sutta.
matta kusalena yantang santang. Now there yantang santang means the nibbana, whatever that state of peace, santam padam. Now here yantang, whatever activity, whatever hostile activity which one thief does to another thief. This is one example, one context. This is one context. Second context is veri va pana verina. Now veri means yes, hater. Now there are 2 haters. That means hater A, hater B. What are the things happening with the hater in terms of another hate? Let's say there are 2 people who are very much hating each other. What are the things that they might do in your understanding? In their life to maintain their hatred. It's supposed to go away, but yes.
Revenge, is it? They take revenge.
Revenge is one. Yes, Susan? Yes.
Bad talking.
Bad talking.
Bad gossip. Yeah.
Gossiping, yeah. Both sides. And then what else? Revenge is the ultimatum. Everything happens because they are trying to take revenge. Bad mouthing, and then what else? They are trying to
Killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, all the.
Now we are talking hater. Now there's one hater and there's another hater. Hater 1, hater 2, hater A, hater B. So what are they doing? Like you see the normal commonplace stuff. Bad mouthing. They are trying to criticize each other. They are trying to put the other one down. The other one also trying to put the other one down. And then
Scolding. Scolding each other.
Yes. And then
Bhante,
physical
jealous.
assault, physically attacking one another.
This could be at a very violent state. Yeah. And then yes, maybe
Jealous each other.
jealousy. Okay. Yeah. I mean, this could be a very mild type of degree among haters. We are talking that there's a formal hatred that has arisen already. Yeah, jealousy is one thing. Maybe they are jealous of everything what the other one does. That could be a good way to understand. So the hater 1 goes to a shop. Now hater B also wants to show off that I can go to another shop. Not like you.
They racial and or religious hatred. They just hate each other on the basis of race or religion.
Yeah, these are another sources of hatred.
Seeing now in the world.
Discrimination is one thing. They try to discriminate other people based on the color, based on the shape, based on activity. So there are many things they are doing. Now here, veriva pana verina. Whatever, let's go back again here to the text. Whatever the things one hater does vary to the another hate. Now, same thing. Whatever the bad things or maybe the efforts, ill efforts that one thief does to another thief or enemy does to another enemy or one hater does to another hater. Okay, these are the two main examples to understand the rest. Then, Micha Anihitam Chittam. Chittam we understand. Chittam is thought. But Micha means wrong. But what is this wrong actually? People can perceive being wrong very differently. Every religion picks up being wrong differently. But in Buddhism, how do we understand this being wrong actually? Unwholesome. We look at it. Yes, Susan?
Unethical actions.
Yeah, unethical actions. Yeah, that's a very broader explanation. Yes. But when it comes to, because ethics also sometimes vary, right? Ethics in one company might not be the ethics in another company, right? But we generally say ethics, it's okay. But if you go to the bottom of this idea, what you call micha, it's mostly about unwholesome context. That is the, what you call, way how we're going to differentiate other wrong thing from Buddhist wrong thing. The wrong things that Buddha talks about from wrong things that other people talk about, religions and philosophies and all these things. Now, say for instance, one religion might talk about something, you can't do this. But the Buddhism might look at it from a different perspective. Now, say for instance, eating, drinking, they should be monitored. They have to be moderate in Buddhism. Suramere, Majjapama, Dattana, Vedamani, Sikkhapadam, Samadhiya. Whereas other religions might take it a little differently. Right? So the thing that Buddha is trying to tell us is unwholesome nature has to be understood. Unwholesome nature means where you will break any of the 10 akusalas, the kusalas. So you're going to break kusalas, and then you are going to be akusala. Killing, stealing, sexual misbehaving, and then lying, bad mouthing, harsh speech, gossiping, idle chatting, being covetous, ill will, and then wrong. So, I mean, if any of our actions, thoughts, speeches fall into one of these 10, that means we are miccha. Now, the thing here is miccha panihitam. In case our any of the thought or any thoughts going to be established on the miccha, those 10 those 10 akusala, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If any of our daily thought is going to be established panihitam beyond one of those akusalas, at that point, what is going to happen to us? Now we are going to look at the ripple effect of that activity. If our thoughts are going to be established or going to be registered in one of the 10 akusala thoughts or akusala activities, then now Buddha is trying to look at the damage. He's telling us the damage. Now, time to time, we are looking at the damage, right? When you are spending money, you are trying to say how much money I'm going to spend for something. Sometimes it's not avoidable, right? So you have to spend that much money to get that, right? So the Buddha is telling us kind of a damage control here. How much, what do you call, repercussions, English word, repercussions, I would say the bad results that we will be experiencing in case our thoughts are going to be registered on one of these akusala thoughts, akusala activities. That damage, you can see, that damage is papiyo, far more worse than these two damages. Think about these two damages. Sorry, here. The damage that one thief does to another thief and one hater does to another hater. You see that there is a damage, physical damage, mental damage, emotional damage, psychological damage. But if we are bringing our thoughts onto miccha, akusala level, the damage that you will be compensating, on the other hand, will be paying off is far more worse than the damage that one thief does to another thief and one enemy or hater does to another hater. Very interesting. That means we have to at least do an analysis about the damage control in terms of our thoughts. Now think about the places where we sort of blundered in our life, in the, what I would say, in the past many decades. A moment we spoke bad words to somebody without being mindful. A moment we acted on something without understanding some amount of that particular activity. A poor decision. Maybe our reactions to particular activity. If you look at all these, things that you call you being failed in those events, you will understand that it is not that you fail yourself, it is your inability to unregister your thoughts from the akusala, 10 akusala activities. Right? It's better to unregister all these our thoughts from the akusala. Once our thoughts are going to be registered onto the akusala, then we will have a very big cost to pay. You can't even measure it out. That cost is a very big cost. I think we have to discuss about this akusala part a little bit more here. What is an akusala? Now, what's the Pali word called kusala and akusala? The simple translation to akusala is unskillful activity. Unskillful activity. Now, companies like people who are skilled, who have skilled labor. They might not like people who don't have the skilled labor. In the same way, Buddhism wants us to be skilled in the 10 kusala activities. The more you are skilled in the 10 skillful activities, the smoother, the better that you can continue your Dhamma path. You are less likely to be on any problem. So, then the akusala means someone who knows the Dhamma sometime. Forget about someone who doesn't know the Dhamma. There are people who know the Dhamma, but they are not able to put that Dhamma knowledge into the activity real time. They are thinking that they could have applied the Dhamma yesterday when that particular thing is hitting that person, but now a little bit late. So it's a skill. It's also a part of the skillful activity. It's not that you know what is skillful, what is unskillful, kusala, akusala. It is also whether you have been successfully able to put them into the practice at that time. Let's pick up that example which we mentioned, jealousy. Jealousy is a very normal state of mind. We are naturally jealous towards people who have things more than us. Right? But when we understand about good karma of somebody, blessings of somebody, we are creating a certain anchor to understand. I understand everybody's karma is different. This is one thing. And the second thing is, the Buddha asked me not to be jealous. I might be naturally jealous, but the moment I'm coming up, sort of jealousy, I'm trying to let it go because I have another quality to practice at that time. What is it? Mudita, M-U-D-T long. So how to practice mudita if I become jealous all the time? Issa. Every time when you become jealous, think about when and how I'm going to practice mudita. The moment I become jealous is the moment I have to practice mudita. Now, normally when you become jealous, mudita is not with you anymore. Right? So I think it's a wake-up call. Jealousy is a wake-up call to feel that I don't have enough mudita. That's why jealousy is coming time to time. Are there people who are trying to make you jealous? Sometimes you naturally become jealous. Are there people who are trying to make you jealous? There could be. Right? Maybe probably the material things, maybe consumerism cultures. They will make you look like you don't have things that they are talking about. Go and buy it just to be happy. So then we have to understand not the reasons of being jealous for individual people, but also things that will make you jealous from this larger, broader, global consumer activities. Now think about when the social media is coming up. A lot of people are going through good things at the same time, some negative things too. Yes, role models, looks, sense of belonging, possessions, and then there are people who don't have the enough caliber to understand social media. They might always look bad, feel bad. See, I don't have this one. How come these people have this one? So then that means we are not trying to blame anybody. We are not trying to blame social media. Rather, we have to have a good awareness in understanding what's happening on social media, what's happening outside, what's happening in my family, what's happening among my relatives, what's happening in my country. Otherwise, for everything, you will become jealous. What a bad karma is that? Every moment when you're jealous, do you know you are suffering a lot? Yes. So then it's a wake-up call to practice. Hey, I don't have mudita. That's why I became jealous now. I have to practice mudita. Because mudita is a meditation also, and it's a Brahma Vihara. It is a set. It's a combo. It's a combo. Metta, Karuna, Mudita, Upekka is a combo. You can't practice separately. You might start separately, but then as you practice, it is a set. Metta. Let me tell you how you are going to make it a set. You start with metta, as you've been doing, I guess. Then when you keep practicing metta, at a certain point, you will try to include everybody into your metta practice in different ways. Now, our understanding, we are practicing metta to oneself. That's the first category. Second, loved ones. Third, neutral ones. Fourth, challenging, difficult people. Fifth, all living beings. Now, when you go down to these difficult people, challenging people, that is the moment you will feel sometimes not happy about those people. Why should I practice metta to those people? They are already very blessed. They have everything, but I am the one who doesn't have that much. Then what will happen? Your metta practice is going to be halted at that point. That's why the Buddha said that is the moment other Brahma Viharas are going to kick in. At that point of metta, mudita should help you. Why? I cannot separate them. They also should be in my metta target group. I have to bring everybody into my metta target groups. How does that understanding come from? Mudita part. Then when you practice metta with mudita, then you are thinking, how can I practice this thing? I know they have done something wrong to me. How to do it? Because there is something called upekka. I cannot just get overwhelmed, taken away by whatever the things happening in my past. I have to have upekka. So that means metta must be practiced with karuna, mudita, upekka together at a certain. So think about these. You might take them separately, but at the end, they are a set. They work in tandem. You cannot separate them. You will separate at the beginning to understand what is metta, what is karuna, what is mudita. But in the practice, you cannot separate them. They all coming at the same time. It's like you are driving. You have to look at the road and maybe sometime 360, maybe put some gas on accelerator, brake sometimes, maybe now gears are automatic, maybe signaling. Many things have to be done, not just one thing, right? And then you have to check what's happening, you have to scan the road, you have to be in a cooperative driving environment. You are not only the one who's driving. Sometimes you are a good driver, but there are bad drivers who are coming to hit you, knock you from behind. How to save from those people, right? So how many things are you going to work on? You can't just drive. You have to drive with a lot of things on the road. In the same way, metta, karuna, mudita, upekka must be practiced together at a certain point. Not at the beginning. At the beginning, you may practice differently. But then once you understood what are these qualities, then the practice will happen together. Going back, Miccha Panihitang Chittan. Never let your thoughts get established unto the akusalas. Then what can we do? The only thing I tell you, this is what you are supposed to do. Then you find out ways how to do it. Take care of your thoughts. Then the rest is complementary once again. What is the rest? Now, when you listen to a Dhamma talk, all these speakers are saying, do good things. Who doesn't like to do good things? Tell me. Tell me. Who doesn't like? Everybody would like to do good. Even the criminal person would like to do good things sometime. There are other people who might do at different levels, but everybody would like to do good things. And then They say not to do bad things, akusalas. Tell me who would like to do bad things? Nobody would like to do bad things. But because of our inadequate practice, maybe inadequate levels of our practice, maybe not learning the proper Dhamma practice, not learning the enough, the required Dhamma things in our practice, we might be probably unwillingly creating akusalas. But the bottom line is, everybody doesn't like to do bad things. But still bad things are happening. Akusalas are happening, aren't they? They are happening. Time to time, they are happening. Maybe if you look at somebody who has been very much into that, but maybe later on with the practice, there will be a certain reduction. But still, time to time, it can happen. Why is it? What can we do to properly minimize this akusala activation? How to deactivate this akusala, dynamic? We can deactivate in a way by understanding our own thoughts. That's why in the example which I discussed with you some time ago, that story, remember? The businessman who became a monk, then he was sandwiched between Vinaya teacher and Abhidhamma teacher, and he decided to go back home to become a layperson, and the Buddha wanted to help him, and then the Buddha told him, don't bother about Vinaya or Abhidhamma. Can you worry about one small thing? Or can you take care of one small thing? He said he's very happy because it's only one. So I mean, not many things. He said, can you take care of your thoughts? Yeah, I can do that. He became an arahant, So it doesn't mean that people should not learn Abhidhamma. I mean, if you want to learn, you may go learn. Even scholars would like to learn. But for the practice, this personal, liberation, you don't need lots of things. You only need to get out of this mess. The way how you look at this akusala. If you get rid of that, you are freed. You could be enlightened very fast. Now, even if you want to study suttas, how many suttas are there? Can you think about a certain number of suttas? Digha Nikaya has 34 suttas, very long suttas, 3-4. Majjhima Nikaya has 152 suttas, almost 200. Then Majjhima Nikaya 152. Then Anguttara Nikaya, it has around 7,000 suttas. Now 7,000, then 200, 7,200. Then Samyutta Nikaya has around 9,500 ish suttas, close to 15,000. Then how about Kuddaka Nikaya? Then it's almost around 20,000 suttas. So how do we understand all these suttas? That means you need to learn under a teacher. I always tell this. Then the teacher will tell you what to read, not all these suttas. They were given for different people. If you have time, you may read it. But the problem I always mention is the time for the practice. It is not how much knowledge you have, it is the practice. Now, in that businessman's case, he's very worried about, he doesn't know a lot of Dhamma actually. He just practiced normal thing, Dana Sila Bhavana. But he was bothered by Vinaya and Abhidhamma things. And then the teacher and mentor, they were trying to bombard him with a lot of information. So he wanted to give it up. This is too much for me. At the same time, there may be somebody like Arahan Sariputta, Arahan Moggallana, who were open to high-end Dhamma. Sometimes there are some individuals who cannot be enlightened as long as they get to learn very high-end Dhamma. Sometimes there are many people who don't need a lot of high-end Dhamma, who need a very simple Dhamma message, and they can become enlightened. Why is this? It is not the Dhamma itself. The problem is not Dhamma itself. It is the problem with, it is the what you call the nature of different individuals. Right? It's like somebody who is having a lot of income has to pay a lot of tax to the government. There is somebody else who is not making that much income will pay accordingly. And there are some others who don't pay anything. Depends. So we cannot expect that everybody should learn Dhamma in the same way. I always tell this. But it is always good to learn the basics of the Dhamma from the right teacher. That's very important. So here we again need to understand that now even that example I was trying to say, not doing any akusala, doing all the kusala and taking care of the thoughts. Taking care of, if you take care of your thoughts, now normally you take care of many things, right, in your life. What other things are you taking care every day? Since morning, you take care of your house, you keep it clean and tidy, make it neat all the time. You want to see house is very clean and no drop of any dirt anywhere in the house. If somebody's going to mess up, you're going to probably raise your voice. Right? And then, what are the other things you are taking care every day? Your loved ones. You want to say, be safe, come back safe, go home safe, safe travel. And other things, money, always thinking how to double, right? How to go to the next level of your money. It's good because you can't just stand still. What are the other things you are taking care on a daily basis?
Bhante, take care of your body.
Take care of the body, yeah. Yes, take care of the body. And then what else? Actually, some people don't take care of their body too. It's good that many people would like to take care of the body because this is Buddha teaching, not our teaching. The Buddha said, take care of your body. But don't need to overprotect your body. Just take care of it. Because if you get sick, you cannot practice Dhamma. You can't even sit down. Then you are at that point you will misunderstand Buddhism also. You can't sit down. Why you can't sit down? Suffering, dukkha is that. you make yourself sick and now you are saying it's dukkha. Right? So I think it's very important to take care of the body in the proper way. And then, yes, Tassie, you have something to say?
Food. Always food.
Food. Okay. Take care of food. What do you mean by that? You mean you want to make sure that there is food on the table?
Yeah, what to eat. Well,
yeah.
food and that, yeah, preferences.
Okay, yes. And then there are many things. I'm trying to say that there are many things that people are trying to take care. But the most important thing, when you wake up early in the morning, now tomorrow you can give a thought about this, right? Am I taking care of my thoughts? Once you thought about it, you have done the meditation as well. Why? The moment you think about, have I been taking care of my thoughts since today morning? Then less chances to be on akusala side. But there are people who are doing habitual meditation. Wake up and then rinse themselves, meditate. That is just a meditation only. 10 to 15 minutes meditation. Once they get up from that place, no more meditation. They think meditation means only sit down. Yes. Once you gave a sort of thought to you, have I been taking care of my thought? That thought itself, a great meditation. And when this thought keeps coming to you, recurring to you during the day, you are making many moments of meditation. Because all these meditations, they are telling you, take care of your thoughts. Take care of your thoughts from anger means metta meditation. Take care of your thoughts from cruelty, being cruel to somebody and to you is karuna meditation. Take care of your thoughts of not being jealous is mudita meditation. Take care of your thoughts of not becoming vacillated, I would say, swayed from happiness, unhappiness, criticism, credits, is upekha meditation. So taking care. The moment you give yourself kind of a wake-up call, have I been taking care of my thoughts? Natural meditation is going to come. A very good thing to learn. It doesn't mean you can do your other meditations, but very easy way to practice meditation. Because even when people sit down, they are trying to come to this level. That's why when an ambulance goes, they are very scared. They go very mad. How come the ambulance goes at this point? I'm meditating. You should understand why these ambulances are going here and there. Moment of compassion. And when people sit down, cops are going here and there. What's going on? Why they are bothering my meditation? They are going to probably make sure the safety of somebody. But when you think to yourself, have I been taking care of my thoughts? You don't mind anybody making any sound in front of you. Anybody say anything to you, you take care of it. So this is the very thing that we need to understand in this stanza. And you can see, if you are not doing that, what is going to happen is the damage, you are creating lots of damage, your damage will be far more worse than one, thief does to another thief, and one hater does to another hater. So then, miccha means this unwholesome thing. 10 akusala activities. Panihita means you register yourself with those akusalas. 10. And then you become a papiyo. You're not even papi. Here you can see. Papi means you are an evil person. Call it evil. Papi in Pali means evil. But you are seen papiyo. This is kind of a comparative statement. Papiyo means you are becoming worse than other people. Papiyo nanta. Say, for instance, a Buddhist is going to be angry. And then a non-Buddhist is going to be angry. And looking at somebody, there is somebody who is looking at two people. Buddhist is getting angry, non-Buddhist is getting angry. Who can go really mad? Is someone who is understanding Dhamma in the proper way. Can that person go angry? Can that person become like this? Can that person become infested with akusala? If you learn Dhamma as a knowledge, then it will be very difficult for you to take care of your thoughts. You may learn it as a knowledge at the beginning, but then it has to be a practical thing. One of the easiest ways that I recommend for you to practice meditation is always think to yourself, have I been taking care of my thoughts? That's it. And then you will come to your, that spiritual level to keep working on that. All right, that is the stanza. So the next stanza is talking about the good side. That means what optimal benefit that you can have when your thoughts are on kusala aspect, 10 kusala active. That is our next week's discussion. But now I'm going to bring you to the story of this stanza. What is the story about? Let's go see the name of the story. Nanda Gopalaka Vat. Nanda means Pali name, but Gopalaka. Who is Gopal? Who is Go? What do we say go in Pali? Go means?
Cow or cattle.
Go means cow. Cow, or you can say ox too, but normally cow. Then Palaka means someone who is administering the cows. We call cow herd. Cow herd. Cow herd means someone at the end of the day, maybe in the morning, he's trying to administer them onto certain pasture lands, places where cows can eat some grass. By the evening, this person is going to the same place and bringing them back to another area maybe a barn, maybe a ranch or something like that. So this Nanda is a cowherd. He did that job. This Nanda was a very rich man, but he always showed to other people that I'm not rich. I am still a cowherd. Are there people like that in this society? They are very rich, but they don't want to accept that they are very rich. And there was a story in the Buddhist literature. His name is Kenya. He's a Jatila. Kenya. Not K. Kenya. He's a Jatila. Now this Kenya behaved like a monk. Why? Then people didn't suspect him. He's having lots of money. He's also a rich person. So in the same way, this cowherd called Nanda behaved like that. And he, while doing this normal job, cowherd job, time to time, he went to see Anathapindika, the banker called Anathapindika. Who is Anathapindika? The person who built the temple for the Buddha, Jetavana temple. Not even he met. Every time he goes to see him, he brought 5 things to give to him. What are those things? We call them as 5 tastes of milk. This is something very interesting. 5 tastes of milk. There are 5 things at that time people eat from the milk. The first one is milk. So he made sure to bring milk to Anathapindika. Number 2 is what you call fermented cow milk. This one is fermented. Number 3 is ghee. Number 4 is cream. Number 5 is whey. Okay, these are 5 products from milk. At that time, when someone owned these 5 means that person is a very affluent, rich person. This Nanda, cowherd Nanda, brought milk, fermented cow milk, ghee, cream, and whey whenever he goes to see Anathapindika. Time to time, he also wanted to see the Buddha. So he asked from Anathapindika, since he listened to him, and then he heard about the Buddha. So one day, when cowherd Nanda was returned from seeing Anathapindika, Bank Anathapindika, he saw the Buddha and many hundred monks. They were staying on the side of the road near by a tree. So then he offered another amount of 5 tastes of milk to the Buddha and the monks at that point. What he called milk, because he had lots of these 5, because he's with cows all the time. Not even that, he did it for 6 days. On the 7th day, he brought the Buddha and the monks to his house. And he gave a very sumptuous meal, dana, to the Buddha and other monks. At the end of the dana activity, now the Buddha and other monks, they are returning to the Savatthi. At that time, Nanda also followed the Buddha. Cowherd Nanda also followed the Buddha and the monks. At a certain point of the road, the Buddha told him, Nanda, it's okay, we can just manage to go. So you better return now to your house. So the moment he returned and tried to go, somebody shot an arrow. He got killed by that hunter. Then Buddha was next to him. Then other monks were telling him, because the Buddha asked him to go back, he got shot. If Buddha was a second. So everybody was concerned about what happened to cowherd Nanda, because he took care of the Buddha and monks for almost 7 days, and how he got shot by a hunter. And then the Buddha said, "It is not because of me." At this point of time, because of some of the past bad karma, he would have, even he had escaped from this place, he would have died. And they're saying that nobody can escape the death. Now, this is a very interesting idea, because there are some dilemmas in the Buddhist teachings. In one stanza, I think the stanza that we all know, the very famous stanza, where we understand that when you respect the virtuous people who have some sila, you get longevity, you get skin color, complexion, you get happiness, physical, mental happiness, and then ayuvanno sukam, and then you get physical strength. What is the Pali stanza for that? Abhivadana silissa nichang vadda pachayino chattaru dhamma vaddanti ayuvanno sukam. Where do you, at which point do you hear this stanza? At the end of all Dhamma activities, at the end of Dana, Dhamma talks, Sutta discussion, even now at the end, we are saying that. What was this? This is a Dhammapada stanza. Why did the Buddha say this stanza? There was one small boy, and then the, ascetics predicted he would be taken by a yakka, a demon, on the 7th day. And then the family informed the Buddha, and the Buddha came to that house and then started a chanting for the 7 days. By the end of the 7th day, the yakka is trying to take the boy, but yakka could not enter the house because of the power of the chanting. Now, you may see that this could be a paradox. On one side, Buddha says nobody can escape the death. On the other side, Buddha is saying, no, there are some certain conditions to that thing. There may be certain situations where somebody can be saved. It's true, because sometimes it is not the power of the chanting that someone is going to still go through the pain. It might be something that person may have done in that person's life. Even, in many suttas, Buddha says, why some people cannot understand Dhamma? Because of their bad karmas in the past life. They cannot understand. In the same way, here, we have to understand this situation where Buddha said, nobody can escape the death. But there are times someone can escape the death at an early time. Right? The boy escaped from that early death. But here in this case, Nanda could not survive. And then Buddha added something very interesting. The Buddha said, I know and I knew he would die. That's why I resisted his dana. Because just before he passed away, at the end of the dana, just before we left, he became a sotapan. So now he has already entered into the stream, sotapan. And he did dana now, but he had done some bad karmas in the past life. So those bad karmas could not be, exempt from this dana. So then the Buddha said, that is why when you have done bad karmas, even in the past life, sometimes you might not be able to neutralize them. Sometimes. Perhaps we understand cowherd Nanda only did good things with the Buddha in the last 7 days. Maybe if he had been doing more good things, he could have maybe impeded this upcoming death. But unfortunately, he was able to only do dana for 7 days. So this is what we understand. That means Buddha is always, even at that point, asking everybody to very safe, be very careful about your thoughts. If you did a bad karma, you do it with some akusala thoughts, you may not be able to sometimes neutralize. It might come after you, chase after you. Normally we chase after karmas, akusala things. But once you've done the akusala, that vipaka is going to chase us. Right? Now, normally we are chasing after things that are about craving. Maybe people, maybe money, maybe food. But then once we hit that, we embrace that thing unnecessarily, that bad karma will chase us wherever we are going to be. Even next to the Buddha, people died. This example. So this is what we are learning here. And there are few other stanzas in the Dhammapada about the death, inevitable death. There's one stanza I can remember. Na anta likke na samudda mache na pabbatanang va vivaram parissa na vijjati so jagati padiso yattaktito nappasaheta machu. And then another stanza, the same with the last line is only changed. Yattaktito nappasaheta machu, and then papakamma as well. That means there are more occasions we experience that it's very difficult for some people to get out of their bad karma. Some people, they may, now think about Angulimala's case, even though he was such a bad person in the last life, he had done all the good karmas in the past life. That means even someone had done a lot of good karmas, due to the bad association, due to being with unnecessary people, that person can prolong the sansaric life. So the overall idea is try to understand the damage that your akusala thoughts can do to you and minimize that damage. Reduce it every moment. My suggestion for you is that while you are doing your whole existing spiritual activities, always try to think. Give this thought. How much have I been taking care of my thoughts? That will give you a wake-up call to get back to your practice every moment. Because you can't meditate all the time by sitting, right? More akusalas are coming not during the meditation, right? More akusalas can come during your non-meditation time. So that's why I tell you an easy way. Always give a thought that, have I been taking care of my? That's it. And then the rest of the things will appear to you. So that's what we've been learning. We can discuss more. Now we can take some time for any Q&A about this stanza and the story, if you have. And raise your virtual hand if you have a question. Yeah. Yes, Stacey, please go ahead.
Bhante, is the awareness on daily life considered a kind of meditation?
It is the meditation, not the kind of meditation. It is the meditation. That is the practical way of doing meditation. Other things you might sit down and do other things, but they are certain intensifiers, certain reminders to you. But the real meditation is this awareness. Because once you have the proper awareness, no akusala can attack you.
Thank you, Bhante.
Yes, Melly, please ask.
Bhante, what is the best way to cultivate patience?
What is?
The best, not the best, what is the methodology, or how do we develop patience in life, towards, how you relate to people, and because now
that's a very good question too. Now, patience, we understand is commonplace that we all need patience. Even you think about you are ahead of 15 people for something. You need patience to stay on to that queue, that lineup. Why am I behind 15 people? And sometimes it takes a lot of time. Even starting from this kind of a very normal thing, even expecting life goals. But patience cannot be practiced by patient.
Yeah.
That is the interesting thing here.
Mm.
Now, a lot of people think they can do patient by patient, but it's very difficult. In order to practice patience, you need to have an awareness. We go back to this meditation idea. Why should I be like that? Now, just imagine, now you are on the way to become angry. How to stop that anger? Now, you notice there are conditions have arisen and you feel that you're on the way to become. Your question is, look, what's happening to me? What's wrong with me? Something wrong with me now. That's why I feel I'm on the way to become jealous, on the way to become like this, on the way to pick on other people, on the way to complain to somebody. You notice it with that awareness. So the easiest way to get into patience, whatever other all the good qualities is, doing that awareness thing. How to do that awareness? You question by yourself. Self-question. Have I been taking care of my thoughts? Even to think that thought, you need a little bit of reminder. Yeah, it's kind of an indirect patience, but the full patience will come to you when you have that awareness. Because patience is a state of mind that you will do when you understand the situation. I would say you are 15 people behind. How do I keep staying in this lineup? I have to understand maybe the cashier takes some time for one person, maybe only one cashier, only one person today. Maybe there is a technical glitch in the system today. Things like that can happen. Now, in today's world, people are very much into very speedy stuff, right? They order food and food should come to my doorstep in 10 minutes. What if the delivery driver is getting late? It's so bad. How come? Now my patient is going to be out. So I think with this fast-paced world, one thing that has been coming to people is that while we enjoy the benefit of this, what you call technology, we also have to understand what if internet, this technology, is going to have certain problems. How to be patient to spend that time. You think about if internet is going to be off for 2-3 days, what will happen to our young people?
Even us,
They will
Bhante.
go very crazy, you know?
Even us.
Yes, they will be very mad and they will not talk to their parents. Because what we are trying to say is that even we have it or not have it, we should be able to spend that day. We have to have an attitude to understand what's happening. So that means that awareness, not even young people, even old people, everybody is in this thing. What if we lose power? What if we lose internet for a couple of days? What if we don't have access to order to grab kind of a very easy food culture? What if we lose the access to online shopping? What if we lose access to certain online banking, all these things, money things? What will happen to us? At that point, we must have developed this awareness. Things like that can happen anytime. If that happens, I don't have to become mad about it. I just have to give some time. This can happen anytime. That's the easiest way. So that means in order to go to that level, it's very important to give a self-reflection all the time. Have I been practicing myself? Have I been taking care of my thoughts? Then patience, compassion, kindness, these are compulsory. These are complementary at that point. Otherwise, without doing this self-reflection, if you are trying to do it one by one, you might feel like it's very difficult to do it. Why? You are trying to look for a case person to practice metta. Not that you can practice metta naturally. Yeah. That's what I can say about it. Yes, Holly?
Yes. Yes. Thank you, Bhante. So just curious, right? Just to have a contrast, right? If a lot of other religions do preach that, to practice patience. So what is the difference between our approach to practicing patience compared to that of a Christian or a Muslim? I mean, maybe they would think patience as in God's will or something,
Yeah,
So how
very
can we
interesting.
distinguish? Yeah.
Yeah, given that we are not trying to criticize any religion, but what we are trying to understand in the Buddhist interpretation of patience, that the Buddha told us our patience has to be unconditioned, just like the men. In other XYZ places, they might have certain conditions. So when it comes to patience, now there are people who might say, I cannot be patient for this thing. I have to conditionalize what has been happening to my life. We are having lots of opportunities to become patient, but they are not trying to. Or those people are not trying to become patient. So the main difference, the contrast is that Buddhism talks about an unconditional type of patience, and you are not trying to condition yourself, create conditions to be patient. Because patience has to come from an unconditional or unconditional perspective of source. The source has to be unconditional. That is the main thing. And in many other XYZ places, if you read, you will find out information. If I say like that, that would be the best way to do it. Now, say for instance, in one text, I can say that Manusmriti, early classical Hindu text. When you read about this text, you see the Veda, the classical Veda, 1,500 years before the Buddha was born in India. The Buddha was born 6 BCE. Now I'm talking 1500 BC, before Christ. The Buddha was born 6 centuries before the Jesus Christ. And this is 1,500. The Hindu texts that came at that time, we are calling them as Vedas. And we see certain, what you call, sacrifices, even human sacrifices in those books. But Hinduism took a very big turn after many years. And then they were creating books like Manusmriti. You see, Bhagavad Gita is one of the very famous books in Hinduism. They say it's a Dhammapada to them. In the Bhagavad Gita, they say the war that happened between the Kuru and Pandavas, and then one side is becoming lazy to fight, and then the god came and said, "Don't worry, you don't kill anybody. Only the Pataviya Potejo Vayu go to another Pataviya Potejo Vayu. Elements go to elements, so it's okay. It's okay to kill. Go kill them. They are trying to invade you." But this is long time ago. But when the Hinduism comes to a post-classical era, that time of Hinduism becoming very, what do you call, condemning the killing of other people. And in this book, it says, you cannot kill in Manusmriti. Don't kill anybody. Even don't kill animals. It's kind of a funny statement in the stanza itself. It says, if you want to kill an animal, you better create a replica of that animal with wheat flour and then you eat it. Say, for instance, somebody wants to eat a certain animal. Then that person is going to create that animal's replica with, like in a bakery product, like a bun or something, and they're going to eat it. But don't kill animals. But when it comes to Buddhism, how are we looking at this kind of idea? It's not just killing the animal, it's the thought of killing the animal. Now there's a clash between this understanding. That's why we look at the Buddha's teaching from a very inclusive point of view. Be that patience, be that precepts. The Buddha is trying to look at all those good qualities and bad qualities from a very inclusive understanding. Nobody's going to be hurt. At the same time, the person who is going to kill also understand there's another way to live better. You don't have to kill this person. You have another way to do something for that person and then to do better in your life. Say, for instance, there's one person who's going to be very angry about somebody. The Buddha is saying, you don't have to be angry. What is your problem? No, he did something wrong to me. So then Buddha is asking him, okay, you need to heal yourself. You can do better in your life with this particular state of mind, and you can elevate yourself through your mind and thoughts. You don't have to keep thinking about that person's mistreatment to you that happened long time ago. Also, Buddha said the person who was insulted, that means this person 10 months ago, few years ago, is not anymore living. That's your previous self, anatta concept. So the Buddha is looking at all these, good and bad thing from a very inclusive understanding. So that is the difference between Buddhism and other XYZ, religions and philosophies.
So Bhante, not black and white, right? Means we don't look at things as
We
clear.
cannot take it as black and white because there are lots of gray areas in that understanding. Say, for instance, now it's a good thing. Christianity, we understand, love the neighbor. Do Buddhists love the neighbors? I think they may have a lot of problems with the neighbor, the neighbor next to the house, right? But here, what we understand, it's a good idea. This idea of, it doesn't mean that love from the personal nature, you treat everybody in the same respect. But Buddhism looks at it, not even the neighbor, everybody in this universe. Neighbor is the one who is next to you. What about other people? Every being. So it's more to this, what you call universal understanding.
Thank you, Bhante.
All right, so we can take one more question and then we can wrap this up today. We have. Yes, Shadi, yes, it's going.
Bhante, sorry for unable to open the camera. May I ask one question on the
Yes,
Dhamma?
please.
Okay. Just now Bhante sharing about to take care of our thoughts. Then we need to always do the self-reflection. Then how do we know on our own if we cling to the view or the false view when during making reflection?
Can you repeat the second part of the question? I talked about the reflection, yes, and then?
Then when we are doing the reflection in daily life, then how do we know if we are cling to the false view? Because always reflect to the past.
Okay. So repeated reflection doesn't mean that there is a clinging happening. What is clinging? Let's understand upadana. What is this upadana? Upadana means you are trying to become infatuated, obsessed with the thoughts. And there are people who are every day becoming obsessed from morning to evening. Whatever the thoughts that come to them, they become obsessed. What I try to tell was that since morning to evening, time to time, give yourself a reminder. I think it's a reminder. You can take it as a reminder. I am so and so. Have I been taking care of my thoughts? You ask yourself, self-question. The less you ask this question from you, the more bad karma are waiting for you to be executed. The more you ask this question time to time, don't make it as a very, what you call, negative statement. Actually, it's a very positive statement. You ask this question in the morning. At least ask this question 2 times a day, morning and evening. Forget about the lunchtime. I hope that you have a good time. In the morning, ask this question. Okay, it's a new day. We are saying happy Sunday, happy Monday, happy Tuesday. Yes, with that understanding. Will I be, now you haven't spent the day. You just started. Will I be able to take care of my thought? You give the reminder. at the beginning of the day. The reminder. Now the day is happening. You are talking to people, you are going out, you are driving, you are eating, you are meeting people, you get to see news, you talk to your loved ones, you hear sounds. Things are happening. Whatever the thing is happening, you are also bringing that reminder. Am I in line with that particular reminder today? And by the evening, you can do a post reflection. Have I been able to do it? Actually, if you do that, you can sleep also very well. Why some people cannot sleep at night? The things that happen through their after the thoughts come and bother them. Right? So it's more towards a self-reflection that you are doing by understanding who you are and to what extent you are doing that. I don't think there is a clinging. You do that in that way, there will not be a clinging. Clinging means you're obsessed, infatuated by the thoughts. Because you do it by understanding the overall, your daily life. All right.
Okay, thank you, Bhante.
Okay, I think with that, we are going to transfer the good karmas today. May all the good karmas we've been doing today by understanding Dhammapada's another stanza, especially the stanza before the last stanza of Chittavakka, be transferred to all the departed ones. May departed ones receive all these good karmas. May they be well and happy. May they attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Idam me nyati nang hutu sukhita hutu nyatayu. Idam me nyati nang hutu sukhita hutu nyatayu. Idam me nyati nang hutu sukhita hutu nyatayu. At the same time, we are thinking about all the devas, nagas, and mahitikas, powerful non-humans. May all these non-humans, deva, naga, mahitika, receive all these good karmas. May they be well and happy. May they, in particular, protect all of you, your family members, parents, grandparents, everybody in your family, for good health, quality of life, prosperity, and safety. May they finally attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Ettavata cha amhehi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Ettavata cha amhehi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Ittavata cha amhehi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Akasattha cha bhummattha devanaga mahitika punyantang anumoditva chiran rakhantu sasanam. Akasattha cha bhummattha devanaga mahitika punyantang anumoditva chiran rakhantu desanam. Akasattha cha bhummattha devanaga mahitika punyantang anumoditva chiran rakhantu mang paranti chiran rakhantu pansanati. And after that, we are going to make our Dhamma wish. Our Dhamma wish is always to be surrounded with Kalyana Mitras, noble friends who can become the guide, who can become the light in our spiritual journey. As we always emphasize, solo spiritual journey is not very easy and challenging. That's why we need the right people. When the right people around us, our path will become very purposeful, very ambitious. And may we be able to be in the company of Kalyana Mitras till we attain Nibbana. Thinking thus, we're going to make the wish. Imina punya kammena mami bala samagamu satang samagamu hotu yavani bana patya. Finally, may all the good karmas we've been making today by understanding another dimension of thoughts, especially when the thoughts are established on the 10 akusala activities, the damage that you'll be paying off at a certain point of your this life and next life will be far worse than or more than an enemy does something bad to another enemy, or a thief does any bad thing to another thief. So understand the gravity, the seriousness of bad karma. Try to avoid all the bad karma, not just let one bad karma happen, so that you are safe, you are good to be in the samsaric life till you attain Nibbana. Thinking this bigger picture, may all the good karmas we will be making today by understanding this aspect of thoughts be supportive and helpful for all of us to attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Abhivadana siddhis niccang vaddha pachaino chattaro dhamma vaddhanti ayuvanno sukhang balang ayurarogya sampatti sagga sampatti mevacha ato nibbana sampatti iminati samiccatu sadhu sadhu sadhu. With that blessing, I'm wishing you a pleasant evening. Good night, everyone. Seeing you next Thursday. Yes.
Thank you, Bhante.
Thank you, Bhante.
Thank you,
Bhante.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you. Good night, Bhante.
Sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you,
Take care,
Bhante.
everybody.
Thank you, Bhante. Good night.
Yeah, good night. Good night, Bhante. See you next week. Bye.